Maybe your parents did try their best.
Maybe they worked hard. Maybe they worried about you. Maybe they gave you everything they had.
But sometimes, what they could give wasn't what you needed. And that doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you human. Because a parent can love you and still leave you feeling alone. They can keep you fed and safe and provided for, and still not know how to make you feel safe. They can try their best, and you can still grow up carrying something you never learned how to name. Here's the part that's hard to say out loud. A wound doesn't always come from something obvious. It isn't always cruelty or a parent who didn't care. Sometimes it comes from smaller things, repeated so many times they stopped feeling like anything at all. Being told to stop crying, being called too sensitive, being compared to a sibling or to some other kid who seemed easier. Feeling like love showed up when you were good and quietly went away when you weren't. Growing up around stress, around shouting or a silence that was somehow louder, around criticism or pressure or a parent who was there in the room, in the house, but somehow never quite with you. And the thing is, most of those parents weren't trying to hurt you. A lot of them were just trying to survive their own lives, carrying things nobody ever helped them put down, trying to give a kind of love they were never actually shown. But a child doesn't experience your reasons. A child doesn't see the stress or the history or the exhaustion behind it. A child only experiences what happens to them. And children are clever in a quiet, heartbreaking way. A child doesn't think, "I'm being emotionally neglected." They don't have those words. Instead, they make a small set of rules, quiet little agreements about how to stay safe. I need to be easy to love. I shouldn't need too much. I shouldn't cry. I have to keep everyone okay. If I'm perfect, maybe nothing bad will happen. My feelings are too much, so I'll make them smaller. And for a while, those rules worked. They helped a child feel a little safer in a world they couldn't control. But nobody told that child the rules had an expiration date. So they didn't expire. They just came with you, quietly, into your friendships, into your relationships, into the way you treat yourself when no one's watching. So please hear this. You didn't become too sensitive. You became alert. You didn't become difficult to love. You just learned early that love could feel uncertain, so you started watching it carefully in case it left. And that's the part most people never connect. Because it doesn't look like childhood anymore. It looks like your Tuesday. It looks like reading a text 5 times before you send it. Like feeling something close to panic when someone goes a little quiet. Like apologizing for things that were never your fault. Like struggling to ask for help even when you're drowning, because needing things still feels dangerous. Like feeling guilty for resting. Like being the one who holds everyone else together. Like feeling strangely uncomfortable when someone is just kind to you, with nothing attached. Like going quiet in conflict, or expecting people to leave before they've given any sign they will. We have a lot of names for this. We call it overthinking. We call it anxiety. We call it being too emotional. But sometimes it's just the younger version of you, still in the room, still scanning faces, still trying to work out whether it's safe this time to be loved. And then something happens, usually when we're older. We start to see our parents as people.
Maybe they grew up in homes where nobody ever said, "I love you." Maybe they had to grow up far too early. Maybe no one ever taught them how to apologize, so they never learned how to repair anything. Maybe they confused surviving with being strong. Maybe they were carrying grief or money fear or a marriage that was quietly breaking or a whole country they'd left behind. Maybe they gave you the only love they had a language for. And understanding that, it changes something. It softens something. It's good, and it's true, and it matters. But here's the line I don't want you to lose. Understanding why they were the way they were does not require you to pretend it didn't hurt. Compassion for them should never cost you compassion for yourself. You're allowed to understand their pain and still grieve what you didn't get. You don't have to turn your parents into villains just to admit that some of your childhood hurt. Those aren't opposites. You can hold both. Most honest healing lives right there, in the space where both are true at once. The strange part is that this kind of healing often hurts more before it helps. Because for years, you probably did the opposite. You made it smaller. It wasn't that bad. Other people had it so much worse. My parents did a lot for me. I should just be grateful. I don't want to blame anyone. And healing doesn't always start with anger. Often it doesn't. Sometimes it starts with confusion, or a quiet sadness you can't quite place. Or finally letting yourself say one simple, complicated sentence. Something hurt me, even if no one meant to hurt me. And then comes the grief, the strangest grief. Grieving for the child you were, the one who needed comfort and patience and someone to say, "It's okay, I've got you," and who sometimes just waited. Because honestly, the hardest part of healing usually isn't remembering what happened. It's realizing how long you had to pretend it never touched you. So let's be gentle about what healing actually is, because it's quieter than the internet makes it sound. It doesn't mean hating your parents. It doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It doesn't mean rewriting your whole childhood in a single dramatic night. Sometimes it's just noticing your patterns without turning them into one more reason to be ashamed. Letting your feelings be allowed in the room. Giving yourself, now, a little of the comfort you used to wait for. Choosing people who feel safe. Letting yourself rest without earning it. Practicing the terrifying sentence, "Can you help me?" Slowly learning that you don't have to be perfect to be worth loving. And letting that younger part of you, the one who stayed so quiet for so long, finally be heard. So, maybe your parents did try their best. But you were still a child, and children need more than good intentions. They need safety. They need softness. They need to feel seen. You're allowed to understand where your parents came from, and you're allowed to heal from what they couldn't give you. Both of those can be true, and neither one makes your pain any less real. You were never too much for needing what every child deserves.